Good morning, it's Thursday. I figured I talk so much about productivity, rest, having a balanced routine that it might be worthwhile for me to take you along and show you how I approach these things to stay sane and well balanced. So, I'm gonna take you along for the next 3 days Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and I'm gonna show you how I work and how I rest. Hopefully it will be useful to you, and of course we're gonna chat in between. So let's get started. So first of all, I want to do a little bit of planning before I jump headfirst into work. Normally I only plan once a week, on Sunday or a Monday, depending on how I feel. But lately there's been quite a few changes at the company I work for, and I want to make sure that my schedule accommodates these changes, because some things will have to become a priority now, and some things I have to just push back a little bit. I just want to think about these things for a while before I commit to any project. And for those of you who don't know, I'm a marketing manager. I'm a content manager, to be specific. And I know you might be wondering, Jesus Christ, she can't even speak properly. How can she be a content manager? But trust me, I'm much better with written words. I just have this thing. I have an issue with eye contact. I cannot speak and look you in the eye or look at the camera at the same time. It's either or. But when I write, I do not have this issue. So I can just sit down, think about my thoughts, also edit them in the process. So it turns out much better than writing turns out much better for me than speaking in general. So yes, there's that. I also want to adjust my plans for this week outside of work because there are some extra chores I need to do, and also I need to edit one of my videos. I just want to make sure that I capitalize on my energy. I self-identify as a low energy person, and that means that I have to be very strategic with how I use my time and what time I dedicate for focus work and things like that. And why I'm bringing up this whole aspect of planning is that I see people being very adamant on sticking to the plan that doesn't work for them anymore. And trust me, I know how that feels. I am such an inflexible person myself. It used to be very hard for me to introduce any flexibility, any freedom to my schedule, because once I decided on something, there is no change in it. But I feel it's very important to treat plans as flexible structures, because that's what they really are. You know, life happens. You might fall sick and then you will need to take a sick leave and might need to stay in bed, and therefore you won't be able to work on your work or side hustles or do any house chores, and you just can't persist with the same schedule when you don't have energy to stay committed to the schedule, or when the plans that you made for yourself don't make any sense anymore. For example, I have a few tasks that was tasked to create a landing page template for the team, but now we're talking about migrating the whole website, so it would be pointless for me to create any template if in a couple of weeks or months we're migrating the whole thing and this template becomes obsolete. So yeah, keep that in mind. Treat plans as flexible systems, and I'm gonna get to planning and then I will move on to my actual work. It's a little bit later already. I did a little bit of planning as I said I would, and I also worked on my work tasks. So I'm supposed to optimize a couple of blog articles. I do SEO work in addition to all the content stuff. And when I did my research, I noticed that one of the articles might not be such a great fit for optimization, because when I checked the search results for the keyword in question, almost all of them were either landing pages or product pages. So I'm planning to text my boss and tell them that it might be better not to spend our time, my time specifically, on optimizing this particular article. And also, I don't know, is anyone even interested in how marketing works? I feel that Emily in Paris did a big disservice, or not disservice, but probably romanticized the life of a marketer a bit too much, so now people might find the actual marketing work a little bit boring. Also, I gotta say, I am a bit concerned with how people might start perceiving marketing after this series, because they are. So, okay, disclaimer. A quick disclaimer. Now you will have to listen to a little bit of rambling, but anyway, I kind of like that the series promoted marketing in the sense that it showed how creative and passionate these people are, but I also disliked how it mixed different branches of marketing. So the main character, you can't even understand whether she's doing event marketing or social media marketing because she's constantly mixing the two. And in reality, you usually have one person responsible for social media management or influencer marketing or whatever it is that you're doing, and then another person will be responsible for planning events, all this logistics, and also attending them, and I guess managing them on site as well. And also, it was very strange that they have a very big agency, but it's always these like three people, well, in addition to Sylvie, who attend all the like big parties and big events. It doesn't work like that, even in an agency. And even more so, so I do not know much about the industry where she's working in, but I feel like, because like I've worked with agencies before, and I know that once they reach a certain size and once they reach, let's say, a certain complexity, and considering that they work with like really big brands with a lot of legal implications, that have a lot of legal implications in their contracts, and the work with them has actually a lot of legal implications, I feel like normally they would also have a separate category of account managers, so people who would oversee all the contractual stuff, who would actually sign contracts and upsell and work with people who are planning to churn. And we don't see that in the series. We see a relatively big group of people, but somehow it's like the same marketers who are doing marketing stuff, they're also working on contracts. I do not find it believable. But anyway, now the rant is over, so just let me know if you're interested in how real marketing works, and I'll try to do my best and explain to you as much as I can. Obviously, I cannot disclose any details about my work, but there are still some things that I believe I can shed light on. Oh yeah, and also I went for a short walk. So I forgot to buy my lunch yesterday. Normally we actually meal prep, but on the days when one of us goes to the office, so I've been going to the office on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and my partner has been doing it on Wednesdays and Thursdays. So on these days we don't prepare lunch, and I forgot to buy it, so I had to go to the store, which is okay because it's only 10 minutes away, and the area I have to go through is kind of cute, especially now that the season is changing and the trees are going yellow. Anyway, I do not mind walking. In fact, I really love it, and because I had to skip the gym yesterday, and because it's been quite grey outside for now almost 5 days, and now the sun has finally come out. It was actually nice to be outside and get all this vitamin D and the fresh air and just, I don't know, move my body a little bit. I know it's only 20 minutes, but my approach is that every minute of movement counts. And also a pro tip for you, if you're trying to stick to a workout routine, make literally every minute count. You go to the store, it takes you 5 minutes, that counts as a short workout. You go to take out the trash, that counts as a short workout. Anyway, now I'm gonna have my lunch. I was actually waiting for the food to cool down. Then in the afternoon I have a few meetings, then I will do optimization work on a different article, and that already will be the end of my workday, so I can move on to editing. I really have to edit this one video, and then that will be it for me. Then we will go to the store and make food, and then I'll just chill in the evening, and then I guess I will see you tomorrow, so on Friday. Hello, it's Friday afternoon. And if you're wondering why I look so red, it's because I already finished my work for today and I just came back home from a run. Hence, I'm so red. I'm actually gonna jump into the shower in a couple of minutes, but I wanted to talk to you first. And I also figured that there is no point, or there was no point for me to feel myself today, because no, my routine doesn't really differ that much from day to day, and I was again working in front of a laptop, and I believe that one clip of me working in front of a laptop is enough. But anyway, now I want to talk about this concept of balance, and of course, if I'm going to talk about it, then a big chunk of it will be about rest. I think it's great to see that more and more people talk about the importance of rest and how we need to recharge ourselves to stay productive. All of it is true, but I also feel that um, portraying rest as a prerequisite for productivity is doing the whole thing a disservice, or it's kind of like undermining the whole point of rest. Of course, you will be more productive when you're recharged, but the point of rest is not to be productive. The point of rest is rest. This idea is missing in a lot of videos or articles, in a lot of this content about productivity, even like soft productivity and balanced productivity and whatnot, because people are still obsessed with the idea of achievement. And I feel like I don't want to say that it's a problem. I don't want to like use any of these labels or put it into this or that category. Of course, there is nothing wrong with achieving things. We all want to achieve things in our life. But I feel that viewing all of the aspects of your life only through the lens of achievement is probably not the best way to live your life, because and it took me many years to realize that, but our life consists of many different pillars, right? There is productivity, or this self-fulfillment, self-actualization, which is very important for all of us, and it's one of these higher needs. But then there is also, rest. There is social time, whatever you want to call it, time that you spend with friends and family. There are hobbies. There is what else? There's movement. There is some like basic needs like sleep and food and sex as well. And I feel like you need all of them. Of course, not all of them will have to be in an equal proportion, because we all are different and we all have different needs for each of these pillars. But I feel that we all need every one of them in our life to actually feel like we are living a fulfilling life. That's why I really want to highlight that the whole point of rest is to rest. And that's why it's Friday afternoon. It's almost 6 p.m. to be precise, so we're slowly moving into the evening. My plan for today and for tomorrow, and actually for the rest of the week, is to relax. Admittedly, there are still a couple of things I'm going to do, so I need to finish up a few things in regards to my videos. Then I was thinking of cleaning a little bit, but really nothing crazy. I just want to fold the laundry and maybe do like some other small task, like maybe I will clean the stove or do something like that. I actually came up with this genius idea. I don't know why it never occurred to me, and probably somebody talked about it before, but I came up with it accidentally. So I saw other people talking about micro cleaning and these, I guess, whatever you will call them, these like menus of cleaning activities. I don't know if it is a concept. Let's say it is, so please just bear with me. But anyway, I heard other people talking about micro cleaning. You just like split all of this work into smaller manageable tasks, right? Very familiar idea to us. And then it hit me that I can also organize all of these tasks and schedule notifications for myself, so that every week I get a couple of tasks, let's say like 3 to 4, that are very easy to tackle, that only take me like 15 minutes to do actually. And every week I have like a few of these smaller things that I can immediately tackle off my list. But then I don't need to like wait for the end of the week to do like this one big cleaning, but it's rather like 15 minutes here and there throughout the week. And then also my cleaning is more like spread out through the week or 2 weeks, depending on how I feel about it. And it made the whole process so much easier. And now also I'm one of these people who need to think about what I'm going to do before I'm about to do anything. And I noticed that it takes so much of my mental energy just thinking about what I need to clean and how I'm going to clean. And now I don't need to think about it. I just get a notification that tells me like, hey, now you need to vacuum. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna vacuum. Or if I don't have energy or need to do something else, then I'm gonna be like, no, I'm not gonna turn off this notification, or like I'm gonna keep this notification on my lock screen, but I'm gonna do it tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. And it works like a charm. It really is amazing. So yeah, if you're struggling with cleaning like I do, and I do, here's a tip for you. Yeah, I'm just like sharing it for free. Anyway, what I was saying is that of course there are still a few things I need to do, and it won't be doing nothing for 2 days in a row. However, I want to give myself as much freedom as I possibly can so that I can follow my intuition, for the lack of a better word, my instincts, to see what I really want to do in each and every moment. I figured that the best way to have some balance in your life, some real balance in your life, and not start going crazy, is to have time with to have time for strict routines that you follow to the letter, and then have separate time to just freestyle. During my weekends, I have absolutely nothing planned. I just ask myself each and every moment, what do I want to do now? I gotta say, it was incredibly hard to do at first, and when I started doing it, and I actually started doing it only in July, I couldn't come up with anything. It was so hard to come up with any, not even entertainment, but any pastime, come up with any idea of what I might enjoy doing. Now that I've been doing it for already a couple of months, it's getting easier and easier to, well, actually get back to myself and listen to myself and finally find out what I want to do, because I believe what it really is about is just pausing and getting back to yourself and listening to what you need. Of course, we all want to be productive, and people who do a complete reset routine over the weekend are truly amazing. But I know from my personal experience and from experience of other people that when the only thing in your life is routines, your life really starts feeling robotic, because it really feels like, everything is just like mushed together, and there is no division between, I don't know, weekends or weekdays, work and fun. You're constantly following the routine, so it all feels the same. Eventually it all becomes bland. And it's really not great, because we're not here to live a bland life. And a quick disclaimer here, by saying we're not here to live a bland life, I do not mean that you should do anything crazy or start partying every day or do anything like that. Follow your definition of fun. My definition of fun is either watching some TV or reading a book. It really doesn't have to be like anything extraordinary, or you don't have to be socially, like, to be outgoing in order for you to enjoy your pastime. Anyway, you really need this unstructured time to explore the world around yourself, find what you like and what you don't, to feel like you felt when you were a kid and the world was all new to you and everything was possible and there were yet so many things to discover. This is the way to live your life. You don't have to be productive all the time, and rest has as much importance as achievement. And rest doesn't have to be about being productive once you're recharged. Rest can be about resting. And I feel like I said this line so many times and it still sounds incredibly cheesy to me. So yes, I'm gonna go to the shower, finish what I need to finish, and then I'm gonna take a few clips of how I'm enjoying my time, and then we'll reconvene on Saturday. again, it's Saturday afternoon, and I've been trying really hard to think of what else I might want to say, but I feel like I've already said everything on the topic of rest and having a balanced routine, and the only thing I can realistically talk about right now is how I'm spending my weekend or how I'm planning to spend the rest of Saturday and Sunday. So today, again, we have a very nice day, so I try to stay outside as much as possible. I already mentioned to you that we've had this really gloomy weather for like 5 days in a row, 6 days in a row, and it feels really taxing. I already noticed that we're slowly moving into the season of darkness and coldness, and I'm not looking forward to that. I've been feeling a little bit under the weather, so here the weather is already relatively cold, or it keeps switching between relatively warm and relatively cold, so it's much easier to catch a flu or anything else. So when the seasons change, I try to put even a bigger emphasis on my diet, on my sleep, I just try to rest more. I feel that, or I notice that it makes a big difference, and I don't feel as tired and I don't get sick as often as if I put more effort into resting and relaxing. I didn't do what I was planning to do yesterday because when I finished my everything shower, it was already 7 p.m. and I was just hungry and tired. So I decided to push it all back to Saturday. And I gotta say that I did spend almost my entire morning today on editing, which is something I'm really happy about. But all the cleaning stuff is still left for me, and I think because I do feel a little bit under the weather, I'm just going to do it tomorrow. Anyway, since tomorrow me and my partner are going outside to try and pick up mushrooms, of course, like, we don't know if they're even there. The weather is actually quite favorable because it's been raining and then we had a little bit of sun. That's what mushrooms like. But of course, we gotta see, and of course there are also like other people living nearby, so they might have picked up already all the mushrooms. So yeah, even with that, I think I should be able to do a bit of cleaning. Again, I'm not planning anything crazy, so it shouldn't take me more than an hour altogether, and I think I will be done even faster. I think I'll be able to complete all of these in like 30-40 minutes. It's really nothing. But since I do feel a little bit like meh, and also I spent a lot of my time on editing today, so it didn't really feel like a weekend. I want to give myself this time, like the rest of the day, the rest of Saturday, and just do whatever the heck it is I want to do, so that it feels like weekend and I can rest, and then hopefully also my immune system will pick up and I will feel better physically tomorrow as well. And I think this is it for my weekend. On one hand, I'm a little bit sad that I don't have anything cool to share about my weekend, that I don't have this incredible research routine, that I'm not this aesthetic Pinterest girl who has it all together. But on the other hand, I feel like nobody is that aesthetic Pinterest girl. Nobody has it all together. And I also feel like we desperately need more realistic slice of life content. We need to see more imperfect people living their imperfect lives in messy apartments, enjoying their boring ways of entertainment. And I'm talking about myself right now. After all, I think we're all just trying to do our best. And I'm really tired of seeing people with perfect physique living in a perfectly clean apartment, never skipping a day of their routine, always being perfectly happy. And I know for a fact that it is not true. So I do think that seeing more of this imperfect content with imperfect people at the center of it will do everyone good. And with that, I'm gonna finish this video. I'm gonna go and play some video games. I'm probably gonna play Civilization 6. It's actually the only game that I like. And then I'll think of what I'll do next. I'll probably eat instant noodles and watch some movies. And I will see you in my next video. And I wish you a happy day as always, and yes, I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.